Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time now, and obviously someone commented on my channel not too long ago, probably a couple of days ago, asking the same question, and I want to go over this very asked question by many of you guys, because there's many people that just seem to think us as YouTubers who just go out of our way and do this when the reality is we really can't. So I'm therefore going to be explaining to you why I won't be doing this and why you see other YouTubers not doing this as well, because a lot of people want to know why their question ain't answered, and also why nobody's doing what they're actually asking when a lot of people are actually asking the same question. So let's get on to this video and I'll explain more about it. So as many of you guys probably know, I do BMW, okay? I also got my Porsches, but I'm not here to be sitting there repairing them, whatever else for you guys. Obviously that's for a different market, and that's the Porsche market. And obviously people will watch that when I post it, and you guys watch the BMW stuff when I post it, which is totally fine. But every time I seem to post BMW stuff, I always get comments like this, and a lot of channels do. It's not just me. They get comments asking, oh, can you buy this car? Can you buy this car? Can you do this and do videos on this car? Now, as much as us YouTubers would love to go out and just buy all the cars you guys say, that's just simply not possible. Purely because, one, they cost money to fix them. Three, us as YouTubers don't want certain cars and don't want a lot of cars that you guys have got. Just because you guys have got it does not mean we want that car. Like I've told many of you guys before, if a BMW comes up cheap enough that I know I can make money on, just like the 530 diesel when I had it, same with the 6 Series when I had it, I will buy it and then sell it straight on. If it's cheap enough that I can sell it back cheap enough, where people see it under the market value, considering everything I've done, and I can still make money, but the next person can still make money or be happy with a very cheap, sorted car. But that's just not always the case. As you guys know, if you look at the car markets right now, a lot of you will see that the prices have gone up on some cars, prices have come down on some cars. Now, I watch a lot of cars, I see a lot of cars. I'm on the Facebook Marketplace, eBay, I look around all the time. On Facebook Marketplace, BMWs are proven very hard to shift. There's people out there selling them for 600 quid, E60s, 530 diesels, some 1600 quid, E60s, 525 diesels, and they can't even shift them. They are struggling to shift them cars, even at them prices. Now, obviously, many of you guys will say to me, that's a great car for the channel, great project. It is. But then with high mileage, and then everything I've got to do to it because of that being on that mileage, I've then got to sell it very cheap as well. I don't want to have to do that for a car that I know is going to struggle to sell on high mileage. The reason I managed to sell the last 530 diesel was because it was low mileage, especially for the year. And it was what everybody wanted. It was an LCI model. The reason I sold the 6 Series was because that was low mileage and that was a manual. So they're rare cars that I was able to get rid of very quickly. What I do not want to do, and this is what no YouTuber wants to do, is buy a car, specifically because some people have said to us on the channel, buy this car because we've got it. A lot of people do votes of what car they've got, and you say, what car should I buy next? And everyone's like, buy this because they've got that car. But that doesn't make viable sense, because then after I fix that car, I don't want to drive it. It's not something I want to use. So it's just going to be sitting out there getting destroyed. And if I can't sell it, you're at a loss. It has to be, this is why you see a lot of YouTubers buying stuff that they want, that they're going to drive. Because if we bought everything that you guys have the same, just for us to do content on it, one, it wouldn't return us on the money because it's only going to be a slim amount of people that's going to watch it. Same with the diesels. There's a lot of people in Europe and the UK that watch that. In the US, it's a very slim majority that watch that, because not many people drive diesels like they do here in the UK and the EU. And it's a very slim market. So therefore, content-wise, it's not so great. It takes a long time to get the views on them videos and to remake anything back from them. That's why you don't see a lot of people, I see a lot of you guys who comment to other YouTubers saying, buy a diesel. But the fact is, most of them that are doing diesels are not in my position. I'm in a very good position just with the M52 and now with the Porsche stuff. I don't really need to be buying cars that I have no interest in. Everyone's like, buy another X5, buy an E53. I have no need for that car. Like I say, I've got a Dodge now, and obviously that does everything I need. Carries enough people, it tows, it pulls, does everything I need it to do. Big car, as many of you guys know in the US, it's an American car. A Dodge, we can buy them here. I bought one and I absolutely adore it. Like I say, you know, it's an American car. Everyone will say they fall apart, crap, this, that, the other. They are, but I've got a need for it. I've got a use for it. With them BMWs, these 1 Series, you saw when I had the 130i, I wasn't using that car. Look, I had to do something I didn't even want to do to get rid of the thing because you couldn't sell it. And I ended up getting my money back out of it. But I got lucky on that, very, very lucky. Trying to sell that car, I would never have got back what I got back from the insurance. Yeah, so I got very, very lucky on that car for what I got paid out. Because not being funny, the insurance wanted to offer me $2,500 for that car at the start, and I wouldn't accept it. And it took them another 6 months to go and reassess it, redo it, and then come back with the right offer that I wanted for that car. And I got paid out more than what I paid for it, but rightly so, because I'd done a lot to it as well. You know, and if they were to sell that on, they're going to make their money even through Copart because of what it had on the car. That car did sell. It was on Copart. I don't know who's got it now. Someone's probably got it and repaired it and going to drive it, and they'll probably find it that it's on my channel. Whatever the case, that car couldn't sell, and I don't want to have to keep doing that with cars. I want cars that I want purely that I know I'm going to use and going to enjoy. Same with the 6 Series convertible. I bought that because I will use it. But I'm going to be honest, I haven't used it as much as I thought it would. It's actually sat in my shop, not being used. I've done everything to it. Everything's fine with it, but I'm just not using it enough because now I'm riding my bikes. And if I'm not riding my bikes, I'll go into the 911 or I will use the Dodge because I'm going with my family with all the kids and everything, and that can do everything that I want it to do. So this is what I mean. I bought the 6 Series convertible, but you guys know I always wanted one. It's not something I'm going to get rid of because the mileage is low on it still. I will use it now and again whenever I can. It sits here looking pretty. I'm very pleased with it. So you guys know I've got another BM. The E60 on the other hand is sitting outside the shop, the poor thing, covered in bird crap all over the roof, all over the windows, everywhere. It's been out there for over a month now. It's usually used as a spare car because you guys know it's on high mileage. And it's got bird crap everywhere and I ain't even bothered to wash it off. And that's what would happen if I got other BMWs, you know? It's sitting out there, you go to open the windows, obviously they're clonked down where they've stuck so hard. It's sat out there in the heat, in the rain, all weather, just collecting crap because I don't use it. But it's a good car, it's a reliable car, and I know if I need it, it's the only car I know. If I need to go on a long trip, that is the car I will take because that car is solid, reliable, and doesn't let me down in 5 years. That will be the car I would take. And you guys know that E60, I adore it. But this is what I'm trying to say. It's very hard for YouTubers to go and buy all these cars you guys have got for them just to sit there and not be used. We cannot drive all these cars. My shop is big enough for 3 Porsches and 1 BMW and 1 Porsche and bikes. Many of you guys know I've got 2 bikes. Okay, it's soon to be a 3rd. So I'm gonna have 3 motorbikes here. That's already taken up space with the lift is now. I ain't even gonna have room to put the car on lift. I have to jiggle everything around to move. I think I'm gonna have to build bigger now and more outs because I'm getting overcrowded in here with all the stuff. The bigger shop you got, the more stuff you bring in. Now, it's not just me that's having a problem with BMW. Sellers on eBay are having a massive, massive problem. Now, do you remember you guys said to me, the V10 would go up on price? That's what all of you said to me. The V10 is going to be a classic. It's going to go up in price. Unfortunately, today, it still isn't a classic. There is people on there that have had these 6 Series, M6s and M5s up there for sale with the V10 engine since last year and still can't sell the car. There is one guy that was actually messaged, and you know what? I'm not going to sit and say I feel proud of it. I actually feel bad because I knew he had the car up there since last year because I'd been watching it. And he's been struggling to sell it, and he's dropped the price 5 times. He had it up for $14,995, dropped it to $13,995, dropped it to $12,995, dropped it to $11,995. And the only reason he dropped it to $11,995 was because I messaged him saying that car wasn't worth more than £11,000. And after I sent him that, I think that was the only offer he got, to the point he dropped that thinking that's what people are going to offer him and he's more likely to sell it. Because I'll show you the messages here in the screenshot. You can see where he said to me he's had it up from last year, October, and how much he had it up for. And if I was interested, and to the point he was still messaging me asking me, will I answer back? He was desperate to sell it, which is understandable because he's had it up there since last year and it's a very clean car. I said everything done. Rod bearings, ARP, you name it, it's had everything. The Vanos solenoids, everything on that car. Really, I shouldn't have messaged him and wound him up, but at the end of the day, I wanted to see if he would take that to prove to you guys how desperate these people are at BMs. I sold my M5 at the right time for the right price. There is even 2007 plates with lower mileage than my one that I've even watched on eBay, which I'll probably try and show you if I can get it up here, that ended at 12 grand. And I told the guy it was going to end at that, and it only had 78K on it. He didn't believe me, and he said he would keep it if it didn't sell. It fetched 12 grand in the auction. Whether he sold it or not, I don't know. He didn't have a reserve on it. It fetched 12,150, and that had everything that my one had on an LCI model in 07. That shows you that these cars are not selling like you guys thought they were. I know they do in the US, but in the UK, they just do not sell. The road tax is a killer. Nobody can afford it. Nobody can afford to run that day to day, a V10. And nobody can afford the insurance on it this day and age, because insurance has tripled for everyone. Everybody. I'm quite lucky in mine, that mine has maintained stable, and mine only went down. Mine hasn't gone up with all the cars I've got. But, you know, at the end of the day, other people are not that lucky and their insurance premiums are rising all the time. So therefore, it's going to be harder to sell cars. The market is completely crashed at the moment, the car market. The only thing that's selling really well at the moment, I've got to be honest with you, because I speak to a lot of people about this, is motorbikes. They're selling like hotcakes at the moment. And a guy said to me, he believes the reason they're selling is because people can get around easier. They're cheaper to tax, cheaper to insure, cheaper to fill up. You can get through the traffic in London and everywhere else, you know, straight through. You can filter through the lanes, which is what you do as a biker. You can't do that in a car. With today, more and more cars on the road, nobody wants to really be driving. They need to get to work quick, so more people are moving to bike. And there is a lot more people doing their bike license now than there was, say, a year ago or 2 years ago. There's a lot more people doing it now. I think it's gone up by like 34% this year alone for motorbike riders. There's a lot more people doing it. And that's really good to see, because the biker community is a very, very strong community. It's nothing like the BMW community, which is very weak. The Porsche community and the bike community are the two tightest communities that I know. Everyone sticks together, you know, even me. Like, at the end of the day, I used to ride as a pack, and now I'm going to be doing it again, ride as a pack again. And the same with the Porsches. When I go out to the Porsche meets, you will drive as a pack as well. That's the way it's meant to be. But in BMW, it's just never been something I've ever been interested in joining the community. Never took an interest in it. And obviously, I have my reasons for that. I'm not going to say on this video, because then everyone goes off on one. But I have my personal reasons why I don't want to join the BMW community. I never have done, never been a fan of it. Yes, the cars I deal with, but as for the people, it's something I can't deal with. And that's why I stick to Porsche and the bike community, and I have my reasons for that as well. But like I say, guys, BMW as a whole is not worth investing in. The 630i, the reason I bought it was, one, it's cheap, and two, it won a lot of money for what it was. And I wanted one anyway. When it come up, I thought it was a no-brainer. Buy it in the color I wanted. You know, I didn't want a whole black interior, as I said to you guys. I got it in cream. Got it, you know, perfectly with, it needed a few things, but I've done it now, and it drives like a dream. But as I said, this is why us as YouTubers cannot go out and buy the cars that you guys always ask us, can we buy this, can we buy that? That's specifically the reason why. Because if we did that, we would have our houses, our garages full of cars that we do not want. We don't want what you guys have got. Us as YouTubers want to get something that we want and we want to drive. I know you guys want to feel proud that we're driving something that you guys drive, but that's simply not the case. I've always been different. That's the reason why this channel grew, and I will maintain being different. Like I say, I'm very happy with my 911. I'm very happy with my 630i and my motorbikes. You know, things, like I said to you guys, have changed for me. Like I said, we will continue with the M52 stuff and the Porsche stuff. But going forward, I don't know. Unless someone comes with a very cheap BMW with low mileage again, and I see it cheap enough, I'm not going to buy it. But even if I bought it, guys, when it comes on this channel, if it's a diesel or something like that, it is going straight for sale if it's cheap enough, but it has to be cheap enough. I will not overpay for them cars. As you guys know, selling a car in this day and age is near impossible. People just don't have the money, and people don't want these big 6-cylinder engines no more. And two, you know, at the end of the day, it's the content on YouTube as well. It doesn't get the views enough to warrant spending that type of money to not get it back. That's my take on it, guys. And like I said, thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.